Hi everybody, welcome to Simply Scuba. Here I have an Atomic Aquatics BC2 wing style BCD. Now this is a premium BCD. It has all of the finest features all over it. It's made to be a really tough, reliable BCD that's just going to last for years and years and hold you in just the best, most comfortable position in the water. Let's take a closer look. Okay, so yeah, this is how it arrives, and it comes in this kind of sort of fabric-like bag. It's not that very delicate sort of. I can't even describe it. It's a decent strength bag, basically. So you can reuse this to keep your bag nice and neat and protected inside of it, or you can use it for whatever you want. Basically, it's got this kind of poppered ceiling at the top and a decent handle, so you can reuse this bag as much as you like. Getting the BCD out and putting that bag to one side. Okay, so here is the BCD. So it comes with it. You've got this sort of zipper lock plastic bag. Inside of this, what do we have? So, 2 books, warranty registration, very important to register for the warranty. You can probably do that online, and then an owner's manual on the BCDs to basically show you how everything works and how to do things. And then that's just attached onto a D-ring. You have the BCD itself. Everything else is in position. So yeah, let's take a closer look at the BCD itself. Right, so taking a closer look at the BCD. So if we start at the top and just work our way down. So starting at the top, around the neck section, you have this padded neoprene. So this is going to be around your neck and around the back of your neck. So this is if you're just wearing a rash vest or a kind of a low-cut neoprene wetsuit. This is going to be very soft against your neck, so it's not going to rub or be uncomfortable. So that's for added comfort. Everything about the BCD is made to be sort of very, very premium, very comfortable, especially when you're just wearing like a rash vest. All of the sort of exterior material you can see. So this is the sort of the coated tarpaulin material. So this is a very very smooth, very nice feeling, but it's also hydrophobic. So it means that water can't penetrate into that, and it just means as soon as you get out, it just naturally just drips straight off of it. It doesn't actually stay wet because the water just naturally falls off of it. Underneath that neck section, you have this quilted bit of padding, and underneath there you'll see we've got this grab handle which has a little texturized section on it. So that attaches to the back plate of the wing, so you can grab hold of that and carry your stuff around. But then when you're actually in the water, it naturally gets tucked away underneath this padded section, so it's still nice and comfortable. Again, if you're only wearing a rash vest, very, very comfortable. Over your left-hand shoulder, you have a traditional corrugated hose that leads underneath this Velcro retainer strap. You have a little hose retainer which will attach onto your low-pressure inflator hose, and that Velcros down in place just to keep your inflator over your left-hand shoulder. And then, unlike a lot of BCDs, the BC2 doesn't actually come supplied with an inflator, and that gives you the choice of which inflator you want to use. Atomic Aquatics, they make 3 different inflators, and they go on really quickly, and that was basically their way of letting you choose straight out of the box which inflator that you want. So you can go down their standard inflator, which is, I say standard, it is at such a high quality over and above some of the traditional inflators that you get on the market. Then you get a titanium version, which is that much lighter and that much better, and then you get that one with basically an alternate air source, an octo built into it, that SS1. That attaches onto there. You have this little collar which just screws into place. So that means that fitting it, very quick and easy. taking it off to wash it and clean it, very quick and easy. So that's a nice little feature, but that is something that you do have to consider when you're buying the BC2, is that you have to buy an inflator as a separate item to fit later. Underneath that, you have a metal D-ring, and not just a standard D-ring, so it's very light, very strong. It has this sort of anodized finish to it, and these kind of retainers just means that whatever you clip onto that strap, it naturally sits down at the bottom, so you can find that bolt snap really quickly and easily the next time. And they do hinge as well, so it's quite easy to clip off onto it. Below that, traditional pinch clip adjustment to get in and out of it, but the actual pinch clip itself underneath, so this is a sort of softer rubbery material, and it has the same on the underside, so it's much easier to adjust those straps when you're getting in and out of the BCD. Across the chest, you have a chest strap with two-way adjustment and the pinch clip in the middle. Again, you have two little sort of attachment D-rings, so you can grab hold of those, and or you can use it. You can clip something off onto that in an emergency. On the right-hand shoulder strap, similar to the left hand, except you have a pull dump. So grab hold of this, and there's a cable that leads over your right-hand shoulder to an overpressure valve on your right-hand shoulder. So that's a very quick and easy way just to dump gas from the BCD, especially when you're upright. So give that a tug, and that will start to vent. You have another metal D-ring to clip things off onto, and the same pinch clip release mechanism on the right-hand shoulder strap. Moving down the back plate of the BCD, if I just open it up quickly to show you the back plate. Okay, so the back plate is fully padded, again with this sort of very soft matte material, quilted down at the bottom, and a nice amount of padding inside of that. You've got a good almost like ½ inch of padding on there, and that's that sort of open 3D mesh, so very sort of thick, but very comfortable. So yeah, if you are diving somewhere nice and warm, you're only wearing a rash vest, it's going to be very soft and comfortable against your back. And then you can see the whole of the BCD is made out of this sort of tarpaulin PVC sort of reinforced material. So again, water resistant and hydrophobic, so it's keeping you dry. Okay, then we come onto the storage sections. So you have two small pockets, one on either side, and these are actually removable. So as you can see, we have a zipper opening on the top of it. The one on the right-hand side, straight out of the box, that comes with a crotch strap inside of it. So you can use this to sort of attach to the bottom and then loop over the front waistband. That gives you an extra D-ring if you're using a DPV, or if you just want some extra storage, or you can just leave that in the bag if you so wish. But this just gives you a little bit of storage just for a DSMB, or sort of whatever you need to just sort of store something. But it also has knife grommets on the front, so you can attach a BCD knife onto the front of it there. If you don't want that, then you can undo a couple book screws, and that just sort of removes that pocket, and you can again just sort of stow that for whenever you want to. Underneath that, there is a small attachment D-ring, so you can clip things off onto that if you did want to remove that pocket. And then just below that, you have the integrated weight pockets. So these themselves have a very small storage pocket if you want to store something very small, but you'd only fit like a bolt snap or something inside of that. But you do have two small plastic D-rings inside of that, so you can clip things off onto that just to keep things just attached. And then below that, you have that integrated weight section. Just on the top here, you'll see this section of red. This is a retainer strap for that bladder behind you to keep it naturally wrapped around you. It just allows a bit of flex when it's inflating, and then when you deflate, it naturally tucks that side of the wing in, so it's not going to be catching on things as you're swimming through confined spaces. And then underneath that, you have the integrated weight pockets. So grab hold of the red plunger, and they come out really quickly and easily. You don't have to tug on anything too hard. You don't have any mechanisms that you have to undo. You just grab hold of the red and it comes out very quickly and easily. And that's all thanks to this mechanism here. So this grabs onto something on the inside of the pocket, and then unless you pull on that tag, you can't move these two little black sections here. So they're grabbing onto it and holding the weight pouch inside of your BCD. As soon as you pull on that handle just a little bit, they do open up, and that just means you can release that weight pocket. Weight pouch itself, again, more of this hydrophobic sort of coated material. You have waterproof zippers, which helps prevent any toxins from the lead leaching out. And then inside you just have a decent amount of space to store your lead, either solid lead or the shot lead, and this can hold up to 4.5 kilos on each side, so 9 in total in the integrated weight section. And then popping it back in, because the underside is rigid and curved, it naturally seats itself, so putting your weight pockets in is as easy as that. Very quick and easy. You don't have to line things up and try and get things very just perfect. It just seats itself, so very quick and easy. Across the front, you have a Velcro cummerbund. Again, I quite like these because it just sort of holds onto your body and just means the BCD just moves with you, but you do have that pinch clip on the front just to make sure it's really strong and secure. On the bottom, you do have a couple metal D-rings, one on each side, and then you do have a couple more attachment points if you want to attach something on lower there, but they're not quick attach. I wouldn't be relying on those in the water unless I put something on there previously. Flipping the BCD over so we can see the back side. So starting at the top of the BCD again, so we have a shoulder dump over your left-hand shoulder. So if you grab hold of your inflator without pushing any of the buttons, just pull it down. That's going to open a valve inside of here and vent. Of your right-hand shoulder, similar thing. This is attaching to that pull dump over your right-hand shoulder, but if you do keep inflating that wing, it'll get to a certain point, and then this acts as an overpressure valve just to vent any excess gas, just so that the BCD doesn't damage itself. More of this reinforced material covering the internal bladder. You have this protective outer shell, which is protecting it from damage and abrasion, and then you have the internal bladder, which is controlling your buoyancy. One zipper on each side, so this is for trim weights, so you can put a little bit of lead inside of that, 1.5 kilos on each side, so an extra 3, bringing your total up to 12 kilos, and you get a decent size sort of space inside of that, but that isn't quick release. There's no way you're going to be reaching for that during your dive, so that's only for a small amount of lead. The bladder continues down, and either side of the tank you have this zipper which goes all the way around, and that just means that you can access that internal bladder if you do need to repair it or replace it at any time. So for longevity, that's quite a nice feature. And down the center, you have the main sort of plastic, solid, rigid section of the back plate. At the top of it, you have a little sort of attachment band, so you can loop this over your tank valve just to act as a backup to the main cam band. So the cam band is very different to most traditional cam bands in that this is, it has a ratchet mechanism inside of it. So to open it, you can lift this black tab here, and then underneath that you have this red spring-loaded section. So as you push that down, that releases the mechanism, so you can actually lengthen off that strap, but when you're loading it onto a brand new cylinder, very quick and easy, and it's very uncomplicated compared to a lot of traditional straps. So you wrap the strap around the tank itself, and then you just pull that strap to the size of the tank, and then you clamp it down. Very quick and easy. It's got this sort of plastic coating. You've got the traditional sort of nylon cam band structure on the inside, but for fitting it to different size straps, very quick and easy. And then you can tuck it away underneath inside of itself, so you don't get that section of the strap just flapping around. So very, very nice. I do like that. Very quick and easy. I wish I had that on my BCD. It's yeah, just very quick and easy compared to threading that nylon cam band and then clamping it down, realizing it's too loose. You have to undo it again, whereas this one is just kind of ratchet to the right length and then clamp it down and you're done. Moving down to the bottom of the wing, and we have a small plastic D-ring. It's not small, this is about a 2-inch D-ring, sorry. So again, just for a little bit of storage down in the small of your back, or you can attach the crotch strap onto that. You have a kidney dump just on the right-hand side, another overpressure valve. And this is actually a horseshoe wing. So you have 2 separate lobes, they're not connected in the center, so it's best to stay in that sort of horizontal position, but you can see we have these large lobes, which means that they do naturally hold you in a sensible trim under the water. And then down at the very bottom, you might be able to see we have these small sections of mesh, and that's just allowing any water that has made it onto the sort of inside around that bladder, just allows that to drain out after the dive. So very quick and easy to drain all of the water and get that BCD dry after a dive. Okay, so let's break this down and review the BCD just honestly on its sort of features. So for BCDs, we have 4 separate categories for BCDs and then a final 5th overall rating. So we're going to go through the comfort of the BCD. It's very important for your comfort, your BCD to be nice and comfortable, especially if you're just wearing it with a rash vest, something very thin. You want it to be comfortable on you. The overall features of the BCD, what the features are, whether they're sort of good features or just not enough. The overall weight of the BCD, because of course this is quite often your most heavy, bulkiest piece of equipment, especially if you're a traveling diver. It's quite important to know the weight and kind of where that sits in a range. And of course, they cost when you're investing in a piece of equipment, especially a BCD. It's very important to know where it sits in the price range. And then, yeah, the final overall, just to bring those all together. So starting off with comfort. As far as comfort, this is going to be a 5 out of 5 because they've only used the finest materials. This is very Atomic Aquatics. They always try and set themselves as that premium brand, the nicest materials, the nicest construction. The finish on the BCD is very, very nice. The materials themselves, very premium, very, very comfortable, lots of padding. Even when you're just wearing this just with a rash vest, very comfortable, and yeah, it has sort of everything that you need on it, and yeah, it's built for premium comfort. So that is a 5 out of 5. As far as features, again, 5. So everything on it is dialed up to 11. The main kind of selling point for me personally is in that cam band. Very fancy cam band. I do like that. Very quick and easy, especially if you're on like a day boat where you're changing your tanks every single day, multiple times. It can be a faff trying to undo those cam bands and get them to the right size. Whereas with this one, just a ratchet strap, very quick and easy to adjust it. You can have these pockets in position, you can take them off, you can fit knives, you can do whatever you want. Those weight pockets are very, very nice as well, very easy to take them out and to seat them. Very quick and easy. I've had a lot worse weight pockets where you really have to fight to be able to get them back in. So as far as features, yeah, 5 out of 10 again. That's really the Atomic Aquatics way, just really shoot for the stars, and then yeah, something like this is born. Then we move on to weight. This is a heavy BCD, I'm not going to lie. I think someone weighed the medium large at about 4.5 kilos, which for a BCD is pretty heavy weight. So traveling with this, it is a bit of a weight, to be honest. So this is at the very higher sort of weight, and most of that is going to be down to this protective shell, this sort of I don't know what it is, polyurethane coated tarpaulin material. It's great for making the BCD incredibly tough, but the downside to that is that it does make it heavy. So it's only getting 2 stars out of me for the weight. If you're traveling at home, then yeah, that should be pretty fine. But if you are a lightweight traveling diver who wants to dive very sort of light and airy, then this isn't really the BCD, because it is quite heavy when it's bone dry. So that is a downward point for me. And then we get to the cost. So the cost is premium. It's an expensive BCD. This is probably the most expensive BCD out there on the market. But again, that's down to all of those features. Another thing is that you do have to invest in an inflator as a separate item. So that increases the price again. So we're only getting 2 out of 5 again for the price, because it is a huge investment. It is a very expensive BCD, but it is a premium BCD. It's not made to sit in the standard realms of traditional BCDs. This is above and beyond. So it's not that it's just bonkers expensive. It's expensive because it's been built to such a high quality with such high quality materials. So I do have to give it 2 stars, because it is kind of worth the money, but it is a huge investment. So putting those all together, it comes out with an overall rating of 7 out of 10. So yeah, it is a good BCD, but it is that investment. It's very, very premium, it's very expensive, and it is heavy, but it does have lots of very nice features on it. You won't be disappointed if you do invest in one of these BCDs, because it's going to last for a very long time. All of this material is tough, so even if you do brush against something, it will just brush it off and keep on going. And even if you do eventually wear out that internal bladder, you can swap it out. You don't have to change the entire BCD, you just swap out that internal bladder. So all in all, yeah, it is a good BCD. It's a lovely BCD, but it is on the expensive end of the spectrum. Okay, and that's the Atomic Aquatics BC2 BCD. A real heavyweight of a BCD. It's got plenty of features all over it, a fair amount of customizability as well, and just very, very easy to use. A very nice premium BCD, all of the finest materials, all of the finest features. So if you really want the best, like most premium BCD possible, this is probably it. This is the Atomic Aquatics BC2. There's going to be far more information about it on our website, simplyscuba.com. So click the link down in the description, or just head over to simplyscuba.com to buy it. Thanks for watching, and safe diving.